G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing on this lovely evening? Man, it's a cold one, but that's alright. I've got a lovely topic. Well, I wouldn't call it a lovely topic, it's a bit more of a sadder topic that's come out in recent times, but it's an important one nonetheless. But before we get into that one, g'day ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nathan. I make videos about motorcycles and you guys enjoy them, so I'm going to keep on doing them until the day that I can't be bothered anymore. But without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Now, squeaky boys, today's topic is about what keeps getting our lovely motorcycle boys into severe accidents, usually costing them their lives or worse. Now, unfortunately, with motorcycles, these things are sort of a permanent thing. It's not something that's going to come and go. Obviously, the rise of influencers, it's not going to be as good because a lot of the things to get influencers famous, it tends to be a bit more of the dangerous kind of riding. Unfortunately, this is one of those things we can't avoid. So a lot of the bikers are trying to do their best to get popular and get famous, and unfortunately a typical way to do that is by speeding, doing dangerous stuff whilst riding, and that's usually what leads to these moments. Now, I'm talking about crashes at high speed, crashes at low speed, crashes by trying to do stupidity things, you know, and a lot of that is tied to our, you know, ego as a rider, because a lot of the time these people who try and get into the influencer scene are trying to do something like Jixabra. Now, let's be honest, not everyone has the potential of Jixabra when they're riding. Not everyone's got Marc Marquez's riding abilities. So all these people are going high speeds, they're trying to pop wheelies, they're losing control, they get themselves in these situations that aren't safe, and then they lose it, end up under a truck or under a car, and unfortunately lose their lives. Now, there's been a few of them recently that it's happened. Even on YouTube there's been a few. Now, I know everyone's favorite bigger moto creator right now, Thor Taken's, just had a friend pass, unfortunately. Now, I don't know what his instance was, but I just know it was one to mention. But you got all these other people buying these faster bikes, going fast in places they shouldn't be going fast. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened in this instance. I don't know the full story there, so I'm not going to point fingers and say what happened there and what was wrong and whatnot, because I don't know the details, all right? So don't think I'm saying anything negative here, all right? But a lot of these people watch the influencers get these faster bikes, and then they try and copy them. So you see people going 200-300 kilometers an hour down the road on a busy highway. Now, sure, that sounds fun, because of course it would be fun. You get the adrenaline flowing, everything, the blood pumping, and look, it'd be great, but unfortunately, it's only great till it isn't, and usually when it goes bad, things go bad very, very fast. And I'm sort of upset to see so many of the newer, younger bikers get into these situations where they can get into accidents and they can get themselves hurt because their favorite creator does this all the time. Now, I know as creators we shouldn't be pushing these things on. Now, if you've seen my videos, you know very well I'm not that kind of creator. I don't try and push my audience to do stupid things. I usually say, look, beginners should be doing this, and the other. Don't be doing this, because fundamentally I like riding my bike, and I intend to ride this bike and other bikes as long as I physically can, because it brings me joy, and I intend on enjoying my hobby until I can't enjoy it anymore, and I'd rather my hobby not be cut short. So if you know what I mean, I don't want to encourage people doing stupid things, thus getting themselves injured or worse, because it would reflect badly on me as a content creator trying to influence people to do stupid things. And if anyone got hurt, now look, technically it's not our fault if anyone gets hurt, but you should feel a little bit of guilt or remorse as a creator if you're pushing this on young people. Now, I know in America you don't, like some places I think you'd be 16 to get a motorbike. In Australia you have to be 18 to get a bike, and you need to have your car license, I think now. I think, it could be wrong, it's been a while since I've looked at the rules, but you can buy all these high power bikes in America as your first bike. There's no need for these A1, A2 licenses, or in Australia we've got our learner approved motorcycle scheme, aka the LAM stuff. Whereas in America you can just buy a Gixxer 1000 or a S1000 as your first motorbike and then go buck wild. Now, if you're an influencer that's riding around at the speed of Mark Jesus and your entire message is get a motorbike, they're fun, go fast, sure, I get it, because I'm not going to deny it. They're fun, they're fast, okay? Even the slower bikes are still fun and fast. In fact, they're still faster than most vehicles on the road. But we shouldn't be advertising this to people that get these bikes and think immediately they can go fast, because remember, the ego will take over much faster than anything else. Now, a lot of these people, there's a fun video I do love. It's this guy who's got a 1000 and he looks at the camera and he revs it and the bike takes off. Now, the video cuts there. It looks like he just popped a dank wheelie and off he went. But no, he looped the bike. It was quite funny. And I think even he had a bit of a laugh about it. But these bikes get away from you well beyond, you know, what you think they can. And I get it. You want to go fast, you want to do cool things, but if someone immediately gives you a leader bike and you've never ridden a bike before, yes, I know it's possible, some people have done it, but even the people who have done it usually, maybe 99 times out of 100, do not recommend to start on one because they're not safe if you have no experience. They're dangerous bikes, dude. They are very dangerous bikes. So I don't recommend sort of picking this up as a watcher of a YouTube gang. Just because you're watching a guy on YouTube hit Mark Jesus around in the suburbs and Dylan on the roads, don't buy a bike with the intention of copying him, because one, the YouTuber typically has more experience. Two, they're usually very lucky somehow, because if the video is uploaded, you know nothing's happened anyway. But how many times have you seen such and such creator has got into an accident? Man, shit, even Yami Noob ended up flying like 13, 14 feet in the air, even more maybe when he hit that Porsche head on. In fact, he did that same accident twice or something, so he didn't learn from his first mistake either. He's a lucky boy to be alive, because that crash wasn't, you know, nothing to sneeze at. That was a big smack. So I don't recommend trying to copy all the YouTubers. If you want to go fast, buy yourself a bike and go to a track, please, because there's been too many cases of young people buying these bikes trying to do what the big YouTubers do and then ending up dead, because it's just the nature of the topic, dude. Motorcycles aren't a toy, much like playing with, you know, firearms, all right? They're fun until you use them wrong, and then all of a sudden bad things happen. And I don't want that to happen to any of you guys, you know what I mean? So please, all I'm saying is take the bike seriously. And as a saying that I got reminded of in my comment yesterday, respect the machine, because it will quickly disrespect you if you disrespect it, because it does not give a flying fuck. And it's true, these bikes are dangerous, man. They're powerful, they're fast, and they can immediately go from a great time to an annoying time, because look, it doesn't take much to go from a good day to a bad day on a bike, and sometimes it can go from a great day to the worst day of your life, if not the last day of your life. So all I'm saying is use the bikes if you want to get into riding. Don't try and copy all the big YouTubers, because I know their influence is a bit dangerous in the motorcycle scene, even some of the motorcycle groups that you can join. Behave yourself on the bike, because I want to see you guys riding for a long time, not a short time. And remember, the less you ride like a knob, you also get to keep your license a bit longer. So I also don't want to see you guys lose your licenses. All I'm saying is there's factors you should be paying attention to. Just be safe and smart when you guys are riding, you know what I mean? I don't want to see any of you guys get injured or worse because you just thought you were him, when in fact you were not him. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have time for today. I do hope you take my message seriously. Call me an old man, call me a grandpa, I don't care. I just want to see the guys and girls who watch my content riding happy, long and lush times. Anyway, take it easy, keep it cheesy, have a wonderful day. Peace. Bye!